Now I'm going to show you the chess analysis of game between Judit Polgar and Viswanathan Anand on Novelty Dos Hermanas played in 1991, in which Judit Polgar played, and we all know that Judit Polgar is the best female chess player in the world, we can say, and Viswanath Anand also have become the grandmaster or uh, chess have won the chess title in chess history. So this is very interesting move, and in this game Judith Polgar won, and in 34 moves Viswanathan Ananda resigned, and Judith Polgar said that if she have to choose one game which she liked the most, then Polgar said this is the one that she liked the most. So let's look into this very versatile game of Judith Polgar and Nathan Anand, and let's learn some great chess tactics. So this is the game between Judit Polgar and Viswanathan Anand. And in the move number 7, Judit Polgar played g4 move, threatening to g4 move to threatening to push that black knight away from f6 square. So in this there are a lot of possible moves that Anand that is playing from the white pieces can play, like h6 or b4, but Ananda played very strong move, that is e5. So basically what this e5 pawn is doing is it is not only threatening this white knight, but it is also creating an danger in a white pawn. So this is what we can learn from the grandmaster's game. So in this game, in around move number 9, and it is now Judith to play, and Judith has few options. She can capture this f6 knight, or she can capture this f5 pawn. So generally, if we look if we are playing, if we are a normal chess player, then generally we go for this approach, that is x pawn captures f6 knight, but Judith did not play Judith did not play that move. Instead she played x captures f5. After the Judith captured this f5 pawn, now it's the Anand turn, and generally if we are playing from Anand side, then we may think like moving the knight to g8 square, moving the knight to d7 square, but Anand or bishop captures f5. There are other moves also, but Anand they played this another move, that is d5 pawn, and it looks very strange to us. So this what we can see from grandmaster's chess game. It's very unpredictable and very different. So it is now black piece to turn and black to play, and in this position in move number 10, Anand played d5. So it may sound surprising because black piece, that is Anand, have lot of choices, like Anand can save this knight, or Anand can capture this pawn. So let's see why Anand did not capture this f5 pawn. Instead Anand played to d5. So let's see what was the reason behind Anand not capturing this f5 pawn. So I'm going to show this variation why Anand did not capture this f5 pawn, and instead played a move to d5, a pawn to d5. So let's I'm going to show you just a moment. So this is the So let's go to that move. Let's suppose Anand capture this pawn on f5, then the white have white will capture this black knight of f6, and black will obviously capture this pawn, which is for free. So now from this, the black will have a progressive move, that is white will come to knight to d5 square, threatening this forking this black queen. So black queen does not have much square. Black queen cannot go to here, due to the knight, and only place is d8 square. And on the top of the deck, the white knight is threatening to come to this c7 square, which will fork the black rook and the black king. So black will be forced to come to d8 square. So in this scenario, Judit will again play to the move queen to f3. Now the black bishop is in threat. Black bishop needs its security, so just to save, black bishop either will have to go to here, or move black to the other place. So if suppose, let's assume that if black bishop come to e6 square, then white will give this check. Now black king is in danger, and it cannot go to this square, that is d7 square. Black king is forced to come to e7 square. Now white will play one move which will be really crushing for the black king, that is bishop to g5. Now black king does not have any other place, and white anytime can move the knight and give surprise to black king. So black has only one possibility to move this d5 square to long its livelihood. So in this scenario, the white Judit will play knight captures d5, giving a double check to the black king, and if black king moves, then simply grabbing the black queen, and in this case the black will lose the game. Anand will lose the game. That's why in about move number 10, I guess 10, Anand played this d5 pawn instead of capturing this pawn on f5. Now I'm going to show you the another variation why black cannot capture this f5 pawn. Anand cannot capture this f6 pawn. So if and in this game, Anand played d5, pawn to d5, that everybody knows. So suppose if Anand played this move, then black will be really in problem. That's the problem. So now I'm going to show you how black is going to be in problem. So after bishop captures this one, then black will simply capture this black knight, and after queen capture this pawn, white knight will fork the black queen by coming to d5. So black queen have to return to d8. Now white will simply go to b6 square, eyeing on the black queen. So black queen have to return from here to, let's say, d7 square. So now black has very good place, that black knight can come to this c7 juicy square, checking both the black king and the black rook. So and if black king moves to here, then simply grabbing this black rook. So this is the reason why Anand in move number 10 cannot and this is the reason why in move number 10 Anand did not capture this bishop capture f5 pawn, and instead he played d5 pawn. Now I'm going to show you the move why Anand did not save this black knight. So suppose if Anand black knight goes to g8 square, now white have very powerful move that will stop the black kingdom, and that move is by f6. Now playing by f6, now black knight cannot come to this square nor it can come to this square, nor it can come to this square. So knight is locked, and bishop also cannot go to this square, nor it can go to this square, and the black rook is stuck. So the only possibility for the black for the survival is to do long cashing. So in this game, suppose if black continues the development by playing knight to c6, then white will also go to bishop c4, again development. And suppose if in this scenario, if black is not very conscious, then black will be really in problem. Suppose if black plays the to bishop to d7, then queen can go to h5 square, and the black pawn is really in danger due to the white bishop and the white queen. So, and in this scenario there is no way to protect this pawn, because queen cannot come to this square, and black is really in problem. Suppose, and black also cannot play this knight bishop to e6. Suppose if the black plays bishop to e6, then white can simply capture this, as the black pawn is pinned. Suppose if black pawn capture this, then white queen will grab the black king, so it is pinned. So in this way there is one possible variation. So that's why Anand at the move number 9 or 10 did not capture this did not capture this did not save this black knight to g8 or d7, and instead he played d5. So I am going to show you one more variation, what happens if the knight moves to g8 square to protect from this pawn. In this game, Anand what actually played was the d5, and we may think that knight to g8 is absolutely fine. So I'm just going to show you what would happen if knight goes to g8 square. So if knight to g8 square, then black can continue by queen to f3, the saving this f5 pawn from the black bishop. So if black is not aware and try to do long castling, so and continues with the development by knight to c6, then white can continue by knight to d5. And if black again continued for a development to do long castle, then bishop to d7, then black can go to this b6, very juicy square, and threatening this black queen. So black queen can capture this g5 pawn, then white knight will come to c7 square and forking the both king and the rook together. So in this situation we surely can say that black will have initiative and black will win the game. So we move to move number 15. So it is now Judith turn to play, and in this move number 15, Judith played rook to g1. So but we normal chess player always have in mind that there are a lot of options for a white. From the white perspective, like bishop can capture this e5 pawn, because the black knight is pinned, because if bishop captures e5 and if knight captures e5, then the white can capture this black queen, so is pinned. So here is my for a normal chess player, why it is not possible to capture e5 instead, and what is the reason behind Judith to play rook to g1. So let's see what would happen if bishop captures e5. So here is the move: bishop captures e5, then black will do castling first, and the black knight is also there is also possibility to capture this knight. Then black will simply capture this black knight for free, and if black knight capture this white bishop, threatening to eat this white queen. um, then if white capture this queen and black captures this white queen, and black captures this black rook, and capturing the white rook, then in this scenario, if we look at the position, then black is actually losing, because black has only 2 power, whereas black has 4 power, 4 pieces, and the pawn structure is also not so good. So that's why in move number that is 15, Judith played rook to g1 instead of bishop captures e5. So I'm showing you the another variation why this bishop captures e5 is not possible, even though this white knight is pinned. In this move number 15, what the Judit Polgar actually played was rook to g1. So why it is not possible to capture this e5, I'm showing you the another variation. So let's go. Bishop captures e5 pawn, and black can simply come to this square, giving a free knight. And if white becomes greedy and capture this knight, then bishop can capture this e5 pawn. And if we really look at the situation very nicely, then we can see black is perfectly fine, and white has no very good moves and very good attacking game. And in this scenario, if white in this move, if white capture this bishop, which is for free, and then black can play this queen to g5 move, and which is the check to the black queen, and also check to the white bishop. It is forking both sides, so white is forced to move the king, and black can simply grab this g5 g7 knight. That's why in move number that is 15 it is not possible to capture this bishop. That's why Judith played g1. And what we can learn from the grandmaster game is, they for a normal chess player, we simply think that wow, this is looks very good moves, but actually it is not. So this moves that what I'm showing to you proves that grandmaster have much better moves than us. That's why they win the title, and that's why they become champions. We are still in the move number 15 analysis. So in this move number 15, Judith played rook to g1, and after that Anand did castling. So here is a question: what if Anand moves his knight to g8 square? It looks perfectly fine, but it's actually a very wrong move. So in this variation, I am going to show what will happen if knight goes back to g8. So after that, white can push this f6 pawn, and bishop has no place, so it's forced to go to f8 square. And after that, white can continue its development by c4, threatening this the black f7 pawn. And if black is not very much aware and goes for this tactics, this attacking this white bishop, and by playing queen to c6 and also preparing for a long castle, then white can simply capture this f7 pawn, giving a check. And please note that black cannot capture this bishop, because queen to h5 is a checkmate. So in this scenario, black is forced to go to move number d, king to d8. So white will continue his progress by going to queen to f5. The threat is the black queen wants to go to this e6 square, then to e8 square, giving a checkmate. So black want to push this white white queen away. So black will try to develop its its knight, but the problem is knight cannot move, as is the white rook is pinning that knight. So if a black plays move like bishop to d6, unpinning and trying to move this white knight away and threatening the white queen by the bishop, then simply white can go to king can the white queen can go to queen to e6, and it is very deadly. Queen to e6 is very deadly move, because queen is threatening, because it is threatening to black bishop, which is attacked by two pieces, that is by the white rook and the white queen, and another it is black knight is attacked by the bishop and queen. And the main danger is queen can come to e8 square. Queen can come to e8 square, which will be a checkmate. So in this scenario, black has no particular response. In whatever the black does, it is like losing. So if black moves to queen to c6, giving a more space to the white king to go to the c7, then white can simply capture this black bishop, and simply black is going to lose the game. And in this scenario, if instead of bishop to c5, black plays a move like b5, then white can still continue by queen to e6, and still the threatening to come to queen to e8 and giving a checkmate. So, and the problem is black queen cannot come to here, due to the white queen. So it is forced to go to queen to b7, giving a more space for a king to travel to c7. So after the queen move to b7, then white can give a check, and the king have to come to here, and bishop will simply capture this e5 pawn, giving. And in this scenario, white bishop can simply capture this e5, and even if the black knight captures, simply queen captures e5, and it is a check. And in this scenario, simply black is losing, because a lot of his pieces are coming, and black is in a really problem. Black cannot play here because bishop will come to here for king, and there are a lot of possibility, and black will lose the game. And in this position, if we all know that this black queen want to come to this e6 square, so to prevent that, if a black plays move like c6, preventing the white queen to come to e6, then white can simply capture this e5 pawn, because this black knight is pinned due to this white rook. It is straight line with the king. So if black is not aware and play some normal move like b6, then black can easily be checkmated like a5, bishop to a5, and it is beautiful checkmate, and queen have to come to c7, and it is bishop will capture that queen, and it is black will lose the game. And if in this scenario, if black wants to prevent the white bishop to come to this a5 diagonal, a5 square, then if black plays pawn to b6, then rook to e1 is very strong move, and black will start to lose the game. It is now move number 17, and here Polgar, that is white piece, played queen to e3. And now actually in this game, the Anand or black piece played king to h8. But let's see what would happen. Black would capture this f5 pawn. So if black captures the f5 pawn, then a simple reply from the white can be rook captures knight, and if bishop captures rook, then bishop can capture this e5 pawn. Now bishop cannot capture this. It is pinned due to the white rook, and if black queen capture, then black queen can simply capture, and now black bishop cannot capture this white queen due to the white rook. So in this scenario, white will be winning. In this game, we know that black piece cannot capture this bishop due to it is pinned due to the white rook, and queen also cannot capture this, because if queen captures, the queen captures, and bishop now cannot capture it due because it's pinned. So suppose if in this situation black played this is pawn to f6, then the white has very beautiful combination, that is queen to h6, and due to bishop is pinned, it cannot capture this queen, and it is also giving the threat mate in a g7 square due to the by the rook and the queen. So to protect this bishop, if the rook goes to this f7 square, then white can play this amazing move, that is bishop to d3. Now the after the queen to e3 move by Polgar, the Anand played king to h8. So at the beginning, it's a queen to h8 move by Anand does not look so important, because black king looks absolutely fine. But if king has not moved to h8, then the black would be really problem. So I'm going to show you the importance of why Anand played h8. So if black plays normal move like b5, then this is what black can be in terrible. So if pawn to b5, then rook captures knight, bishop captures rook, and then bishop captures e5, and if queen captures bishop and queen captures queen, then bishop cannot capture this queen because it is pinned due to the white rook. So in this scenario, queen is forced to go only in this square, because to protect this black bishop. So in this scenario, if it happens, then white can simply capture this bishop by the rook, and if king goes to h8 square, then bishop rook to h8 is very lethal. So to protect this, black have to play this move, then queen will be gone. So black will lose the game. That's why in move number 17, Move number 17, Anand played king to h8 instead of another general moves. After king to e3 and black playing king to h8, the Polgar simply replied by pawn to f4, and the pawn cannot capture this pawn because it is pinned. Suppose if pawn captures pawn, then bishop can capture the black queen. That's why Polgar had very sneaky play, that is she played bishop pawn to f4. After the Judit played f4 move, and the black piece cannot capture this due to the pin, then Anand went to b6 square, and b6 square is very good for a black, because if white capture this black queen, then white can capture this white queen. If white capture this queen, then black can capture this queen, and it is very good for black, because now white bishop is threatening to capture this pawn, and the bishop is free and it can release the power. That's why it's very useful. That's why and another thing is that the rook of g1 is hanging, and if white does not want to trade this queen, though if by mistake white plays this move, then black queen can simply grab that, and white will immediately lose the game. That's why That's why after queen to b6, Polgar played g3, just saving this g1 rook and threatening this black bishop also. And Anand played h6 to save this black bishop. So this is move number 19, and in this move Judit Polgar played queen to g3, and here Anand played queen to h6. So here is my question: why it is not possible to play rook to g8 square? That also seems very pretty square, because it's also protecting the bishop, and somehow in the future it can give a discover attack. So what happen if the rook goes to g8? I'm going to explain it. And actually the Anand who played queen to h6 was also better move. So if rook goes to g8, then pawn can simply capture this e5 pawn. And here is lot of threat that this pawn want to go to f6 square, and a lot of ideas behind that. And after that black queen will come to h6 and giving a check to the white queen, and it also want to save the black bishop and all. That's why. And queen will move to b1 square. And after that if the black will try to grab this pawn, which is very dangerous, that is f5 pawn. And if black plays bishop to queen to h5, then black can ignore this trade and simply play bishop to c4 move. It is the line, it is like that. And if the black becomes greedy and capture this pawn, then we can punish the black king by playing the amazing move, that is e6. Bam. And in this variation black cannot capture this pawn, because if black captures this pawn, then bishop can capture this, which is a checkmate. And if the rook captures, queen captures, it is a beautiful checkmate. Checkmate. So the black has only one move, the few moves, that is if suppose black plays knight to e5 move, and in this we can simply capture this, and if bishop capture, then queen will capture this. So we don't have to go in all that detail, we can simply capture this bishop. Queen captures g7 bishop, which is a check, and rook is forced to capture this queen. And here we go another sequence, that is rook to d8, and it is a beautiful checkmate. Rook will go to g8 square, and this is beautiful checkmate. So that's why in move number 19 it is necessary, move number 19, instead of playing this rook to g8, it is necessary to play queen to h6. I have shown you the variation what would happen if knight goes to e5. So in this variation I'm going to show you what would happen if black knight comes to f6 square. So black queen to, knight to f6 square, then very simple, that is queen captures bishop, and we can sacrifice the queen. And if rook captures bishop, then we can do d6 check. And in this position, whatever the black is losing. Suppose if black plays knight to d8, then bishop to g7 is a checkmate. So if knight goes to e8, then rook captures e8 check, and if bishop go checkmate. And if we move the bishop rook to g8, then simply capturing by another rook will be checkmated. So if it is blocked by rook to rook to g8, then we can simply capture this rook and give a checkmate, because knight capture the black knight cannot capture this white rook, because white is the black knight is pinned. In this situation, rook can simply capture this and give a checkmate. And please note, this white knight cannot capture the white rook again, because it is pinned. The white bishop is looking at this diagonal. So after capturing either by this rook or either by this rook, white is going to win the game. And the white knight cannot capture this as it is pinned. After Polgar played queen to g3 and black played, that is Anand played queen to h6, the Polgar played amazing move, that is rook to d6, and black cannot capture this for the simple reason, if the black capture this rook, then the queen will capture this king and it will be checkmated. So this is the position in move number 21, and in this position white, that is Judit Polgar played bishop to d2, and the reason for that is because the white pawn of f4, the reason for that is the white pawn of f4 is pinned, because the black queen and the white king is in the same diagonal. So the white pawn cannot capture this e5 pawn. That's why Judit Polgar in the move number 21 played bishop to d2, so that black can capture x e5. Now I'm going to show you in the move number 24. In 24, Judit Polgar, that is white, played a rook to c6, and rook c6 is a trap, because in this position the black cannot play bishop to b7, for the simple reason, if the rook goes to c7 square, then white knight and the bishop is both pinned, and there is no way you can save one of the white knight. So in move number 25, that's the reason, or the trap, that's the reason why it came to rook to c7 in the move number 24. It was in move number 33, and the Polgar to play one move, and after that move the black, that is Anand, resigned, and that move is queen to g2. And first question arises, why the black resigned, because black also have two pieces, that is black rook and black bishop, and white also have white rook and white bishop, and both have king. There is no need to resign by white. And I'm going to tell you the reason why black resigned, because the e4 pawn, that is unprotected and it cannot be saved, because the rook cannot come to here due to this white pawn, and there is no way of protection. So if the game continues by, suppose, let's say queen to s5 for adding more protection in a5 pawn and a rook, then white can simply capture this, and black cannot capture this s2 pawn, because queen will capture this rook. So black is forced to protect this rook to somewhere, to another place, and and in this scenario the black has very less possibility of winning the game, because now you can see the black pawn structure is completely damaged, while the white pawn structure is one pawn up and strategically in the best position.